Predator attacks account for a large percentage of losses in the sheep and goat industry every year. And some of these losses are caused by domestic dogs. If you've ever experienced a loss due to a domestic dog attack, or if you live in an area where it is a possibility, you are most definitely going to want to stay tuned to find out more. Hey everyone, it's Tim from Linessa Farms, Specialty and Heirloom Livestock. Thanks for joining us again today. We are doing a two-part series on predator attacks. When it comes to predator attacks, it's important for you to understand that this is a huge number of losses, probably higher than you would expect all over the world, but we're gonna use some numbers from the United States just to give you an idea. In 2020, for sheep and lambs alone, there were over 250,000 predator losses recorded. A lot of these are not recorded. Experts think that this number could be closer to almost 500,000. I'm gonna split this up into two separate segments, and the reason for that is you've got coyotes, you've got bears, you've got cougars, you've got all these different predators, but then you also have this other side of the coin, which revolves around domestic dogs. Domestic dog attacks account for a pretty high number of losses every year. The difference between the two, and the reason I want to have the two different videos, is the domestic dog attacks come with legal recourse. There's some laws that are in place saying what you can do and what you can't do. A lot of people say, well, you know, as far as coyotes are concerned, or cougars or bears or anything like that, you know, the best thing to do is to have a good solid fence, have a livestock guardian dog, and probably a firearm to dispatch this animal if it should happen to cause problems. When we start getting into domestic animals attacking, it kind of falls into this gray area where we're like, okay, well, what do I do? Can I shoot this dog if it comes onto my property? Can I shoot the dog before it attacks my livestock? In some states, you can either follow the dog after the fact and shoot it somewhere else. So if you're new to Linessa Farms, thank you for watching and welcome. If you're enjoying the content that you're seeing today, make sure that you smash the subscribe button below. And always watch out behind you for cows. Megan, come. Megan. Good girl. Good girl. Come here, Megan. Come. Megan, come. Megan, sit. Sit. Good girl. Down. Down. Good girl. Stay. Good girl. Good girl, Megan. So this is Megan. Megan is a border collie. Now, Megan has been very well trained, but some animals have not been very well trained, and they may be pets. So, you know, the thing to remember about dogs like border collies is it's not that it's the dog's fault. Megan, for example, has a natural instinct to go after and to herd sheep and goats. This is a prime example of a dog that you may see going after your livestock. They just can't help it. They're just wired that way. We're not saying that these dogs are bad, but again, as a livestock producer, you have to do what you have to do in order to adequately protect your animals. Farmers and other livestock owners may legally kill dogs that are chasing or attacking their animals, and the dog owners are responsible for the damage to the livestock. When you own a dog, it's your responsibility not only to take care of the animal, but also to keep it from injuring people or damaging property. In urban and suburban areas, this usually means preventing the dog from biting someone, but in rural areas, it means keeping your dog from attacking or bothering neighbors' sheep, cows, horses, goats, and other livestock. When that happens, there are two basic rules. The livestock owners may illegally kill the marauding dogs, and they won't be liable if the dog owners sue them. Dog owners are financially responsible for the damage their dogs cause. When it comes to killing predator dogs, many U.S. states have laws which may go back over hundreds of years. This allows farmers, ranchers, and others to kill dogs that are chasing, harassing, or attacking their livestock. Even without these statutes, it's been a common law rule that people may kill dogs when it's necessary to protect their property. Farmer or rancher usually doesn't have to wait until a dog has decided to attack an animal before taking action. Most laws allow killing a dog that is chasing, worrying, or preparing to attack livestock. Simply running through a field where there are cows or sheep is probably not enough. Landowners usually don't have the right to kill dogs just for trespassing. Also, the dog must be caught in the act of chasing or herding livestock. In Texas, for instance, the law allows people to kill animals discovered in the act of injuring livestock or damaging crops, but the landowner
must kill the predatory animals at the time of discovery. As one court put it long ago, it's not the dog's predatory habits, his past transgressions, or his reputation, however bad it may be, it's a matter of self-defense. So even if this dog has caused problems before, just because you see him out there doesn't give you the right just to go ahead and kill them. Now, what happens when you're hunting down fleeing dogs? What happens if a dog actually attacks your animals, you catch it in the act, and then it takes off? Well, in some states, they clearly prohibit hunting down the predatory dogs once they've left your property. In Illinois, a court ruled that a sheep farmer wasn't protected under that state's laws when he followed the dog back to its owner's home and shot it there over an hour after the dog had killed the sheep. In other states, however, courts have said that the law allows farmers to pursue and kill predator dogs, even though the danger may have passed. For example, the Kansas Supreme Court said that within a reasonable amount of time after the dog harassed livestock and fled the property, the farmer could chase and shoot it. In Washington, the law specifically allows a livestock owner to kill a dog found running loose if a previous episode of harassment had occurred and as long as the dog's owner had been notified about the prior incident. Now, what counts as livestock? Well, for all intents and purposes, it's the things that you think. So sheep, goat, cattle, livestock, it's usually meant as commercially valuable animals. This doesn't include pets or wild animals. Some states' laws list different kinds of animals as protected. So remember, if you have a dog coming onto your property and attacking your dog, you may not be protected if you take action against it. Depending on state law, that means someone who injures a dog that attacked another dog, a cat, or a wild animal in captivity may be found guilty of animal cruelty. So just something for you to keep in mind. And when it comes to compensation for your losses, whether a predatory dog got away, was shot, whatever, the livestock owner can still sue the dog's owner for the damages it caused. The value of the dead livestock or other losses resulting from the injuries will be covered. In some states like California, the dog owner may actually be liable for twice the amount of the actual damages incurred. Several states also have funds that are in place to reimburse farmers and ranchers whose livestock have been lost to predatory dogs. The animal owner must file a claim with the state following procedures set out in the statute. In Illinois, for instance, once authorities have investigated and decided that a claim is valid, they will actually pay damages to the owners of the deceased livestock up to once a year. Livestock owners may still actually sue the dog owners for damages, but the amount they receive from the fund will be deducted from any amount awarded by the court. If an animal attack occurs on your property from a dog, even if you know the dog owner, even if you know that you're going to try to work it out with them behind the scenes, it's absolutely imperative that you contact the police, have the police come out and file a report. Remember, when it comes to the law, if it's not documented, it didn't happen. You must document. That way, if this is a recurring issue or if you change your mind later on and decide that you want to press charges or try to get some kind of financial compensation, you have something in place that says you are protected and that this actually occurred. The other thing is you don't want that owner of the dog being able to come back and sue you later on and say that, well, you know, the livestock incident never happened and they just shot my dog because they didn't like it, so on and so forth. Now, some things that you can do, you can keep some livestock guardian dogs in place, you can get a good fence, but at the end of the day, a lot of times this just happens. In our next video segment, we'll be talking more about wild animal predators such as cougars, coyotes, eagles, things of that nature.
Make sure you learn more about Linessa Farms and Foundation Feed at www.linessafarms.com. If you'd like to join our online forum with like-minded individuals just like you, make sure to check out Linessa Farms Tack Box on Facebook. I'm Tim from Linessa Farms Specialty and Heirloom Livestock. Thanks for joining us again today, and I look forward to seeing you again next time.